Hello everyone, this is the continuation of our group report. By the way, I am Eunice K. Necesito from the group 5. So let's proceed to the gifted and talented students. There are at least 3 subgroups of children whose identity are both gifted and learning disabled. And number 1 are those with subtle learning disabilities that are formally identified as gifted. Children have been formally recognized as gifted owing to their high levels of achievement and high IQ scores. However, as they grow older and the work given to them at school becomes more complex and challenging, discrepancies between their level of intelligence and their academic performance begin to become evident. For example, children may read or speak brilliantly, while struggling to spell or handwrite at an age-appropriate level. Or they perform incredibly well on tests, yet seem to struggle a great deal when it comes to organizing large projects or completing homework assignments properly and on time. Many of these children are continually being told that they need to try harder, even though they're actually trying to do the best of their ability. Inevitably, frustration, resentment, and apathy often to develop as a result. Number 2, average achievers, whose normal level of achievement hides their learning disabilities. So in here, children in a group 2 often unnoticed for either their giftedness or their learning disabilities. As their giftedness masks their disabilities and vice versa, they run a very real risk of never getting neither the help they need nor the recognition they deserve. For example, they are struggling valiantly to remain at grade level, using their advanced intellect to compensate for the difficulties in their learning disabilities. So the path to hell is truly paved with good intentions. In order to identify these children, educators will often need to remain vigilant for exceptional talents that emerge only in specific situations or when encouraged by particularly attentive teacher, usually one who uses a creative approach to learning. And in number 3 are children who have an identified learning disability and who are also gifted. So children here who are bright often struggle profoundly at school, hence being recognized as learning disabled. For example, children are in very real danger of missing out on their gift entirely because of all the attention is being placed on what is wrong with them rather than trying to uncover their talents. As to the result, if talents are identified at all, they are often used merely as tool to mitigate the child's weakness. Now let's proceed to the elements of a program for a student who is gifted and talented regardless of how services are delivered. There are some common elements which characterize an individualized program, appropriate for a student who is gifted and talented. So the first one is, it is different in pace, scope, and complexity in keeping with nature and extent of exceptionality. Number 2, it provides opportunities for students to interact socially and academically with both age peers and peers of similar abilities, intellectual peers. Number 3, it incorporates adaptations and extensions to content, process, product, pacing, and learning environment. Number 4, it goes beyond the walls of a school and into a large community. Supplemental service of gifted and talented students could include, but not be limited to, some of the following elements. So the following elements are independent guided study. Number 2, specialist teachers. Number 3, flexible groupings which provide opportunities for learning with intellectual peers. Number 4, mentorships, consultative service to assist teachers in expanding experiences in the regular classroom. Number 5, accelerating telescoping, compacting some or all of the students' program. Number 6, opportunities to take enriched courses such as modified courses with 8 designation, such as World Geography, which indicates World Geography with outcomes added or extended upwards, Advanced Placement, International, Baccalaureate, or Honors courses. It is important to recognize the individual characteristics of schools and their communities in designing services for students who are gifted and talented. For example, students who are gifted and talented may benefit from the use of information technology, which is increasingly facilitate and access to information sources, program, and instructional opportunities not readily physically available in all communities. That's all, everyone. And now let's proceed to the next reporter.